Hi everybody, and welcome to Everyday Manna. Today we're going to make a shepherd's pie, but we're going to do it carb friendly. We're going to have some lemony Brussels sprouts on the side and a berry crisp for dessert. I have over here 2 pounds of very lean ground beef that I'm browning. I have 1 onion that I'm actually going to chop in my food processor. We're going to pulse it very, very fine. Now, I'm just going to add the pureed onion into my pan. We're just going to saute this with the beef. I'm going to add some paprika, some celery seed, and I'm going to add Aleppo pepper. If you don't have this, you could add some crushed red pepper. This is not hot and spicy. It just adds a very rich flavor. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Now, I am going to add a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. Now, that just needs to simmer for just a few minutes. For the topping, you are going to need some cauliflower. I have 2 bags of just riced cauliflower. If you don't have the riced cauliflower, you can take a head of cauliflower, chop it, pulse it in a food processor, and it'll make the riced cauliflower. I will need some butter and some salt. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt, 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter, and some heavy cream. Don't put too much heavy cream, maybe 1/4 of a cup. You will need either a food processor, a blender, or one of these, which this is an immersion blender, and you will pulse this cauliflower and keep going until your cauliflower is smooth. We're going to take our base, which is our ground beef, and we're going to pour that into our casserole dish. Then we're going to take our mashed cauliflower. I like to just kind of dot it over a few places and then smooth it out. And then I'm going to top it with some cheese. Now this is Colby Jack, but you could use cheddar, Gruyere. You can use any kind of cheese that you like. And then I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes or so until the cheese melts. I have a pan of water that has come to a boil. I have fresh Brussels sprouts. You want to trim the very bottom off and then any loose leaves, but don't take all of that core because that's what's holding this together. We're going to steam these for about 5 minutes or so. We're going to put a large skillet over medium-high heat. Add a touch of olive oil. Could add a little butter. And we're going to saute red pepper flakes, salt and pepper, and garlic. Then we're going to add our steamed Brussels sprouts. And we're going to saute them for just a minute. And then we're going to add in some fresh lemon juice. Turn the heat off, and they're done. We're going to make a berry crisp. I have here some beautiful strawberries and blackberries. If you wanted to use a mixture of strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, whatever you want, but you want a couple of cups or so. I'm going to actually cook these a little bit. So I have here a skillet on medium-ish heat. I just want to soften them a little bit. I am going to add a pinch of salt just to bring out the sweetness. All right, now we're going to make the topping. You will need the chopper blade. We're going to add to this some almonds and pecans. If you have walnuts, you could use that. We're going to pulse these. We're just going to pulse it a few times just to chop them up. Our berries are done, so let's put them in the bottom of our baking dish. Be sure you get all those juices out of there. Back to our nuts. We're going to add a little bit of butter, a little bit of cinnamon, and a little bit of a sugar replacement. We're just going to pulse that together just to kind of make a good crisp topping. And I'm going to lightly sprinkle this over top. And we'll put this under the broiler for about 4 minutes. Everything is done. Here are our delicious Brussels sprouts. I'm going to actually sprinkle it with just a touch of finishing salt and a little bit of pepper. Then our wonderful shepherd's pie. Traditionally, shepherd's pie is made with lamb. We made it with beef. so it's really called cottage pie, but I've always called it shepherd's pie. And our wonderful berry crisp, golden and brown, and I just topped it with those remaining blackberries that I had. But there you go, a low-carb, easy-to-cook meal. Any day of the week, start to finish, 30 minutes, and you've got dinner on the table. Thanks for joining with me, and I'll see you next time on Everyday Manna.